So what are the challenges, though, those companies' main challenges? I mean, there are nuances definitely, but overarching challenges that the companies may face. So what do you see as the biggest obstacle that you're having?
Right now, one thing that I'm seeing is that maybe because it has moved so fast, this whole technological shift of generative AI, it's been difficult for everyone to keep up. To maybe there's a certain basic level of training that I think everyone needs that is right now not there, and so we are seeing a lot of confusion happen.
Right.
People not being sure exactly how these AIs work, what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are. What does it mean when you upload a document to ChatGPT? Does it read the whole thing, for example? People aren't sure, they don't know. Can it reason or think of creative ideas beyond its training data? Again, a lot of people have misconceptions about this. So I think there's a number of things that just require some basic level of training so that everyone can get on the same page about the capabilities of this technology, what we know, what we don't know. And that would help with a lot of confusion. So in terms of implementations, I think organizations should take a little bit of an experimental approach, a relatively low-cost experiments, because things are moving very fast.
Absolutely.
Probably should not be investing in very high-scale implementations of AI unless they are absolutely sure and they've done the testing that it results in more value created than the cost, and that would justify the cost. So, for example, Klarna, the company that allows you to pay in installments on Shopify or Airbnb, they released this announcement saying how many hundreds of hours of customer service work is now being done by AI. So a relatively narrow use case, but saving them millions of dollars. I guess that would be worth spending millions on. Or Amazon recently announced that just the process of changing the language or the coding language of some of their code to a different language has been saving them millions of dollars worth of developer hours. And so that sort of use case may be worth investing more if you see very early on that yes, this one thing will add a lot of value.
Yeah, absolutely great points. Anything you'd like to add, Anirudh?
I totally agree with Dr. Kehani there. In fact, I would say that as in terms of the challenges which we are seeing, AI models require vast amounts of clean and unbiased data, and managing the data can be difficult. So data infrastructure needs to be quite mature and well thought through. And to Dr. Kehani's point, I think it's always about looking at the value proposition and not going after the shiny objects, because a lot of this can be very exciting and there's a lot of promise behind it. But is it truly adding value, and where is it adding value, and how it can add value? I think this is where we face, in the industry, oftentimes it's challenging. And then trying to fit it all into the current workflows and legacy systems can be fairly complex and expensive. And to Dr. Kehani's point also, I think where he said that, adopt an experimental approach, right? And be prepared to fail fast, fail often, so that you quickly find out what works and what doesn't. I think that's really important before you commit a whole lot of resources to it, and then you come back out saying, well, it didn't work. But oftentimes it is about where exactly I'm looking to implement, where is the value, and then going after it. And also, I think the challenge as well is the skills gap. So it's not, and Dr. Kehani, I think, mentioned in the previous, just now mentioned about, a basic level of training. So people almost intuitively need to understand the technology. They need to have a basic level of familiarity of what it can do, so that they are more comfortable with trying to come up with their own ways on how to integrate this in the workflows and make it work for them, versus the fear factor of, well, and I have encountered this quite often, is, well, if we automate this, then what, my job will be gone, right? But we need to start thinking about it differently. So how do we shift the culture and our mindset collectively so that we think about AI more as helping us versus replacing us?
Yeah, no, great points. And that, makes me think of a discussion that I was having with someone around, when computers came, this is what everyone was thinking. But now look today, computer, everyone is, even a child is using computer to do their own learning. So in, future, maybe this is our day-to-day realities.